guys, welcome back to Chamber Chat. Abby Oser here, and I'm with Forrest Brown, the president of the Collective, which is our young professionals group here in Rolla. And Forrest is going to tell us a little bit about the Collective and what it means to young professionals. So, Forrest, I would love to first know, who is the Collective for? Not by a job title, but by mindset.
Sure. I mean, the easy answer is young professionals age 21 to 45. And what I love about the Collective is, it's not all just like suit and tie business people. You've got people that work in the medical field. You've got people that, like me, that work at nonprofits. You have videographers. You have people in food service. You have kind of a really great swath of people that are part of the Collective. So it's really great for the networking aspect and getting to meet people in these other industries that maybe you won't be interacting with on a regular basis.
Yeah, like you wouldn't run into them day to day, so you may never have a chance to meet them, but you do because of the Collective.
Exactly, yeah.
And going along that line, what is maybe something people benefit by being in the Collective and they may not even realize it's a benefit?
Sure. I think the biggest benefit, for me personally, when I joined, I didn't know anybody in Rolla. And so the networking aspect and getting to meet so many new people and honestly, so many great people, it really helped me out as far as just like, oh, I've got all these connections now if I do need a videographer, or honestly, making some friends. I've made friends in the Collective, which is really cool to say that you're going to this business, luncheon or whatever it is, but you're actually making real, kind of heartfelt connections with people. I really love that aspect of it.
And I think that's hard to do as people do get into that young professionals age. 21 to 45 is a very transitional time in people's lives. Mm-hmm. So it's important to kind of have similar minded people going through the same things around you.
Yeah.
And I know for sure I've made friends. I've gotten to know everybody in the Collective very well working here, and I absolutely love it. So that's awesome.
Yeah.
I know that people are kind of curious about what is important to young professionals. Why is it important to plug in early as a young professional as opposed to several years down the road in your career?
Sure. I think it's easy to make the excuse of I'm too busy, whether you have kids or your career, you work a lot of hours or, you have obligations obviously outside of work. But I think it's important to prioritize things in your life that are going to be beneficial both now and going to set you up for the future. And I think the Collective it's a worthwhile time investment, and it really does, it's going to set you up for the future, again, because you're making these connections. These are people, ideally, if you're going to be in Rolla for the next 10, 15, 20 years, and so are the people in the Collective, these are connections you're making as a young professional that are going to carry you well into the future. These are really important people to get to know, I feel like.
Absolutely. And I think that ties in with another question a lot of people have had about the Collective, which is what separates the difference of being isolated versus being connected and what that does for our community as a whole. And you just said it, that 10, 15 years down the road from now, these same people will be working and living among us, and you have that chance to connect with them early, grow that relationship, and then that network becomes a giant web, and that's what community is.
Exactly, yeah, and I think the Chamber has done a very good job at kind of establishing that web with, the entire Chamber, but having a dedicated group for young professionals, I think is important because some people, it can be difficult for them to maybe identify or have a conversation with somebody who's 20, 30, 40 years their senior. But being amongst a group of other, peers, I think really kind of takes the pressure off of young professionals in that way.
We're all learning together.
Exactly.
We are all in it together. And I think that that's the part that a lot of people fear. And so if somebody was too shy or too nervous to attend a Collective event for the first time, what would you say to them?
That's a really good question. I understand, I shouldn't say I understand. I've seen people that have come to the Collective, one person in leadership actually, that was so nervous because she's new to the area, she doesn't know anybody, and she's getting this pressure like, oh, there's going to be so many people there I don't know. But once you come and you start making these connections, typically at least one person there. You know me, so I can introduce you to people. And once you get the ball rolling and you by the next event, you're like, well, I already know 5, 6 people there. And by the time, you get to the end of the year, you're like, I know every single person here.
Yes.
So I understand the kind of fear and anxiety around being shy and not knowing anybody. But once you jump in, we're a really good, friendly group. We're really easy to get along with. So I would just definitely recommend just jumping right in, and let me know if it's your first event, so that I can welcome you and make sure to introduce you to a few members of leadership, and again, get that snowball rolling. Like, hey, by the end of the day, you're going to know 10 new people when you walk out of here, and that's a really exciting thing.
It is. And like Forrest said, you can always contact him if you're interested in coming to anything and not really sure how to get started. You're welcome to call the Rolla Chamber office or email programs@rollachamber.org. And Forrest, did you have some contact information you'd like to share?
Yeah, I mean, you can just email me, forrest@prcrolla.com. If you're going to come to an event, or if you have any questions about the collective, please feel free to reach out. I'd be happy to correspond with you over email or give you my phone number. I think that we have a lot of really great, valuable things offered at the collective, and I encourage every young professional that I know to join and attend, and just start getting integrated with the chamber and with the community, because it's really going to benefit you in the long run.
I agree. Well, Forrest, thank you so much for sharing with us, and we hope that we see some new members joining us next month at our next event.
Yeah, awesome.
All
See you
right, we'll
guys.
see ya.